Conformity is a kind of social influence that occurs when an individual changes his or her attitudes, beliefs, or behaviors to match or imitate those of other people. Psychologists have conceptually split this idea of social influence into two major categories. Informational influence occurs when we conform to others because we believe they have accurate information that we do not have. Normative influence occurs when we conform to others because we want them to like us and accept us. The literature has generally supported the conceptual uniqueness of these two types of social influence. However, they are interrelated to some extent, and sometimes it can be difficult to determine the degree to which each of these two separate motivational factors has an impact on one's behavior. Ultimately, conformity occurs for motivational reasons. People are motivated to have an accurate perception of reality. That's informational influence. And they're also motivated to be socially accepted and to belong to a group. That's normative influence. We will return to this idea later when we discuss how altering motivational states can influence conformity. Let's talk about some psychological studies that have investigated conformity. Solomon Asch conducted a classic set of experiments in the 1950s, examining how social pressure might influence conformity. These studies found that when Confederates provided an incorrect answer, sometimes the real participant, after hearing the obviously incorrect answers, would conform by giving the incorrect answer as well. This occurred about 1/3 of the time. A meta-analysis that examined over 130 different type of line experiment studies revealed that group size was a relevant factor, such that the larger the group majority was, the more likely the participant was to conform and give an incorrect answer. Coming back now to how motivation is related to conformity, a relatively recent study found that when participants were ignored by other people in a multiplayer video game, they were more likely to conform with a new group of people on a perceptual task, compared to people who were not ignored by others in a video game. In other words, when people's sense of belonging is threatened, they have an increased motivation to belong to a group and to feel accepted, and therefore they're more likely to conform. Conformity as a whole is a prevalent psychological process. People conform all the time. It's a basic part of human nature, and it's not always a bad thing. One of the most basic and fundamental of human desires is the need to belong and to feel socially accepted. And this is one of the major influences, also called the normative influence, that leads to conformity.